and welcome back to the channel. We are doing a chicken soup competition with my friend Ejay, and he brought me my chicken last night. This is the chicken that I'm supposed to make my soup with. He got a start on his master broth today. My life doesn't go according to plan ever. We are going to start by roasting this so there's flavor in the meat, and then we're going to simmer it to make our broth. So let's start by getting this thing roasted. Now I'll show you really quick how I prep my chicken. I've got some room temperature butter here, and I'm just going to add a bunch of herbs to this. I'm adding pretty much all the herbs you could find in Italian seasoning. I'm using parsley though. I don't have any basil on hand at the moment. This is literally just to add flavor to the meat. Stir this up with my hand until that's all well evenly incorporated. Now that we've done this, I'm going to bring our chicken over. I stick my fingers. If my nails are too sharp, I use like a wooden spoon. Just getting in there and separating the skin from the meat. And I'm going to do that on both sides. Now that I have separated the skin from the bird, and I'm just going to take fingerfuls of the butter and I'm going to slide it up into the breast. I'm just going to rub that all over the breast so it's directly on the meat. I'm going to do this in the front too. Yes, this is going to just make the meat really juicy and really flavorful. Yep, grease the outside of it too. Oop. Now you can do this all over the separating and adding. Now I'm going to place the bird in my kettle here. Only thing left to do is stuff some aromatics in this. So I'm going to throw some carrots up in there. And this again is just to add more flavor. And into this I'm just putting whatever I had left over in the fridge for aromatics that are still in okay shape. Celery's still alive, it's just flimsy. Sure, if we put some water in it, it would liven right back up. Okay, so now we've got our aromatics in there, and we're just going to stick this into the oven. So there it is. Step one is done. The chicken is roasted and has come up to, actually it's about 200 degrees. I'm going to let it cool, and then I'm going to dissect it so that the meat doesn't get any more cooked than this, because I don't want it to completely fall apart in the soup. So this is our chicken from last night. I am right now dissecting the meat from the bones. The meat will go into this container, and the bones will go into our stock pot right there. So this is all of the limbs, legs, wings, etc., and all the leftover veg from the inside. That was all of the aromatics. It's all going into the pot. The rest of the carcass, once I cut the meat away, will go in there as well. And since we're not letting any flavor get away, this right here is that lovely butter flavoring from roasting the chicken. That's all going in there too. We want all that flavor. Okay, and I'm gonna get this started because it's gonna take a while to get the whole thing hot and going. Time to chop the vegetables. So we're back. We have our broth made, our vegetables chopped, our chicken is cooked because we roasted it. So now that everything's made, I'm going to show you what to do next. We're going to start by sauteing our vegetables, seasoning our broth, adding meat, all the things. So let's keep going. Okay, now we don't want this cooked all the way through. We're literally just sauteing our vegetables enough to unlock the flavor, bring out all those pretty colors. Added a little bit of salt, pump up the flavonoids, and now we're gonna add our broth back in there. So this is the broth that we made with the roast chicken. We'll pour that all back in there. It's a beautiful broth. Once this comes up to temperature, we're gonna taste it. And then we're going to start playing with our seasonings and adjusting them as needed. The broth already has a lot of flavor in it, so we're not going to need to add too much to this. Okay, so now we got it to this point. It's been simmering for a little bit. It's now nice and hot. And yes, isn't that lovely? And we can just take a spoon that right off. Okay. Whoop. This really does not need a lot because it's got so much flavor from the roasted chicken. But I'm going to throw in a little bit extra stuff. So I'm just going to crack the bay leaf with my thumbnail. Throw that in there. A couple of them. A little bit more thyme. Some freshly dried parsley. We had a recipe a few weeks ago that called for fresh parsley, so we dried out the rest, and I thought this is going to be the perfect addition to this. So there's that. Now I'm going to add my chicken. So I have just added the chicken in, and this is going to simmer for a few hours. And when I get it to its destination tonight and get it heating up again, then at that point we will add our noodles in just before serving. There it is. It's been simmering for quite a few hours now. And look how pretty that is. I'm very impressed with my little soup here. I don't know if it's award-winning, but Ejay can heckle me if he wants to. It's fine. So, anyway, I'm gonna let this cool, and then I'm gonna transfer it to a container that I can bring with me to Ejay and Jackie's house. There, we're gonna bring it back up to a boil, add the noodles, and see what people think. Okay, so there's the competition. Here's mine, and it's got to come to a boil again. Let's turn it on. There we go. Alright, we're gonna bring that to a boil, and then we're gonna add the noodles.
I don't know, that yellow, like, opaqueness to it.
I literally I simmered it for hours, and it was kind of like a, hard rolling simmer. And I kept the skin and everything. Everything was in there.
Oh yeah,
the vegetables, everything.
I don't know why. You know what? I did strain it at the end. I strained everything.
Well, also I also roasted the chicken first.
Same.
So I don't know. And there's Joey. He's filling the bowls.
That's yummy. That's
Ejay's reaction to my soup.
Alright, so Ejay has stated that I must add salt and black pepper to the soup to taste, whereas Amy's is pretty good stock, but I'm going to try it first. I mean, it would be fine as is. If you gave this to me and there was no salt in the rest of the world, I would still be a happy camper.
A ringing endorsement.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright. Okay, Miss Jackie, what's your thoughts?
I got a nice spoonful, and I'm just about to try Amy's soup for the first time. That is a really good chicken soup.
Well, technically we're supposed to tie here because everybody's going to be biased.
Oh no, I don't mind if Jackie likes her soup more than mine, because I always want to improve. I always want to know how I can do things better.
Okay.
But also, I'm hopeful that I crush you. I don't know. Like, I want to crush you.
You know what? I'm okay with that. Hi everybody, it's really late at night and I'm having the very last bowl of soup from the competition. Apparently I won. Everybody voted my soup was best. And unfortunately you guys didn't get to see my reaction because somebody forgot to press record. Oops. Joey told me I was allowed to throw him under the bus because he didn't hit record. So now, as I've won the soup contest, I'm finishing the last bowl of soup. This soup isn't my soup. This soup is a combination of my soup and Ejay's soup put together. And honestly, it's definitely the best of both worlds. The soups together, in my humble opinion, is the absolute winner. But that brings us to the end of another video. And Ejay suggested at some point we have another cooking contest. If you'd like to see us do this again, give us a thumbs up. Until next time, take care, be safe, bye.
Thank you for watching. Hey, want to subscribe? You can click on the purple Christmas tree. Not sure you want to subscribe yet? You want to see more content first? You can click on this video over here. Until next time, take care and be safe.